Alright, now that we have that newly formed texture, newly formed building, you can see the difference here. Look at the building now. It's got this weird patch at the top. It has this, but it has multiple channels. Now, let's go over here and click on this one. This is the one that needs to be updated up here. Okay, so right now that building is here. We don't want this building anymore, so I'm going to get rid of it. Now I'm going to go down to this building, go to default, and assign its textures. As you can see, there's 3 here. Now the third one is kind of a mysterious one. For right now, I'm just going to switch out this one. And this one's going to be Material Color Map High Res. And this one is going to be my building roof. And this one, I'm going to assign building roof. Okay. Now, let's see what this looks like. Let's take our building and put it back in the scene. Hoo-wee! Isn't that cool? Now I have this weird little area right here. You see how it's darker? Now if you look at my shader, this one is white. Okay? So I'm going to try to get rid of one of these. Click on it and hit delete and see what happens. Okay. So let me try another thing. I'll switch that over to white and then go like this, and there we go. Good. So it's all that texture square right there as another color. The only thing I can actually do is go into the OBJ and scrub it out if I wanted to. Make sure that they didn't have a third in there. I doubt there was. It's just being picky. Now I want my normal map here too, so I can choose this one to be a bump diffuse. And that'll give me yet another one in here that I can add my brick normal map to. So all kinds of craziness on this one mesh now. Okay, now the trick is to get it all put back into shape, right? If I was smart, I would have copied down the ordinance or location. F on the keyboard allows me to zoom right in. Okay, and F on the keyboard so I can go onto the top. There we go. That should work out. Now let's see how close I can get. I'll just hit play. And when I walk up to the building here in the lower corner, look how close I can get to that brick. Now this, believe it or not, is not 4096. So I'm going to show you what happened. Here, let's click on one of these textures. Oops. Too far into the clickingness. Actually, let's click down here. Here, I can state certain things like maximum size. So even though that's a 4096 map, I can state it to be 2048 for its max size. Isn't that neat? That's cool, because now I can, like, let's say the year well, next year rolls around, like video cards to get better, I could state 4096. So I have the option to upscale if I wanted to. I wouldn't have had that option if I just stuck with the atypical way of thinking and just said, well, this map has got to be 2048 or this map has got to be 1024, because if you produce that level of a map, it'll run better. Well, that's not how it is anymore. Even the UDK has a feature in it where you can take your highest res map and lower it down just a little bit. So, welcome to the 21st century. Now, if I'm having any problems with the brick texture going like this, I will have to go back to Blender and move things around to get that to mesh up a little bit better. But other than that, that's how you upscale things. I was having a problem because what happens is if you get too close to the ladder was a lower res than the brick, or the higher res than the brick. Now it's vice versa. The way to rectify that matter is to go into the ladder texture and fix that one up. So now I have a lot of these miscellaneous materials down here that I'll probably go through and make sure I can get rid of or keep. So here's my building one brick, building brick, and you can see there's all kinds of these. Building 1 NM. But other than that, that is upscaling your texture. Now, the next thing we need to learn is how to, like do those ornamental things that are located here. How do we handle the catwalk, which is just a million pieces? What can we do for a lot of the pieces that are left over in the assets directory? And that's coming up in the next vid. As a side note for the repair of this, what I had to do here is click on the mesh inside the project folder. So here, and I use the per texture instead of per material attribute. That's what was causing the little white square to appear at a different material on the top of the building. So it has to be per texture because back in Blender it was per texture. But by default it came in as per material. So just wanted to kind of show you that and what you needed to change in order to fix it if it happens to you.